Oh hey, could you do me a favour and move off the bridge? I'm trying to get by, you know, get work to do. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'll see you later in the video. Bye. Hello YouTubes, we have a bit of a side project today, pun intended. I have been wanting for some time to get a cab camera, you know, the little camera that sits in front of a locomotive and takes you a trip around your lovely layout. However, very expensive. I did get a cheap one, like really cheap, and it was garbage. I also want it to be Wi-Fi so I can use it on a live stream. In order to get such a device, you are talking over $1,000. It's not really worth it for a gimmick, let's face it. However, I realised that anytime I've seen a front cab camera going round a track, I wouldn't exactly call it boring, but you're focusing on the track ahead. You're not really seeing what's happening at either side because the camera wants to focus on what's on in front of it, right? But surely you want to see what's at either side of your track to show off your lovely scenery and your buildings and that kind of thing. So I've come up with a virtually free solution. It involves an old crappy freight car, box car. Okay, this one specifically it's been hand painted, not by me because I've not tried that yet, but it's been really over glossed and there's paint drips, and it's a worthy, what shall we call it, participant in this project. It's also got half decent little trucks with screws so we can adjust them, and it's got the option for KD couplers. It's got those annoying little clips, but it's better than those little hooky ones that the cheaper horn hooks come with normally. So that is my participant. The other thing we need is an old smartphone. I think this is an iPhone 7 that's been sitting in a drawer for a while. Still a very good camera, and it's Wi-Fi. Obviously, the shape is not ideal for going forward, but that's not what I want to do today. It is, however, ideal for going sideways. So, I'm going to cut a hole in the roof of that, slot that in, change the couplers, change the wheels as well. I want this to perform as good as possible. Doesn't have to look good because no one's going to see it. Right, going to need my big drill for this. Step one then, let us begin by removing these little trucks. Now you can probably see the rust there, but again, not bothered. As long as it works and it's got fresh wheels in it, that's all I care about. Okay, this is also good because it's got body-mounted couplers that I'd only just noticed, so that is ideal. Excellent. So let us remove this janky body. Oh, that comes off as well. Well, that's interesting. Also makes things a bit easier to change the couplers. As long as they stay on when the screws go back on with the trucks. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if we can get this body off. Not seeing any clips. I'm not too bothered about being careful because it's a tool, it's not for show. Well, I'm not seeing any clips. Please don't be freaking out if you think this is a really valuable model. Maybe it was one day, but it's not anymore. Okay, that's our chassis, I suppose. Okay, body time. Let's remove this strip here. It's going to get in the way of the surgery. That's actually in reasonable condition. Might use that in something else. So now we have to decide where the camera is going to live. Now your first thoughts are probably, well, right in the middle. But no, because I want my camera to slope down slightly or point down slightly at the ground. Okay, now if I make a hole in the middle of this and then tilt it that way, then the back end is going to be over this side, making it kind of lean that way. So we actually need to pivot this so that, let's see, depending on how far it sticks out, I don't really want this slot to be right in the middle. So I think if I offset the slot for the phone just to the left of this line here, then there's going to be weight over there and weight over there, rather than all the weight being on one side. So I think I'll just go slightly left of there. Doesn't matter how long. I want to try and keep some structural integrity of the shell, obviously, but I also want to be able to put in a bigger phone at some point if this one breaks, because this is quite a small one. So we'll just roughly mark this out, drill some holes, use my little Dremel tool just to complete the channel and see where we are at that point. So far so good. You still with me? You've not left in horror. I like it so far. Again, you're not going to see this while the camera's on. That would defy the whole point. Okay, next let's take care of the couplers. The rusty couplers. The good thing is the only thing that's rusty is the metal clip that's holding the coupler in, but I'll replace them with new ones, and well, I'll clean them out first. I'll find some nice KDs for that. So I had a look for a KD coupler, and every single KD I've got has lost its little knuckle spring. So I will just be using some Bachmann jobs that have got the little plastic leg strip, whatever, instead of a spring that pushes that back. It still works. It's not as good as the KDs, I guess. Oh, I suppose we better give that a quick clean. Because rust promotes rust. Even though this bit is plastic, there's going to be a metal cover going along the top. And it's going to be nice and new and clean and shiny. So let's not ruin it. Make sure you've got your little leg pointing up the way, because it's going to have to go down the way when you turn it over. Yes, I have to remind myself to always do that. Just in case. Look at that, I got lazy and I didn't clean the sides. Anywhere that metal is going to touch, make sure it's nice and clean. May as well do the other side. Okay, let us rebuild. Nice. Oh, it's not very tight though. So what I think I'll do is I'll take this off, do a little bit of manipulation with this little tab. Otherwise your coupler's going to wobble up and down. Before I do that, I'm actually going to try the other cover that I've got, just in case that one's been abused and all I have to do is fit on a new one. Bits keep falling off. It's alright, don't need them. See how wobbly that is? Okay, we need to... We kind of need to squeeze this down in the middle, but also at the sides. I think I need my pliers for this one. I could do it by hand, but I do need a sort of I want the middle section to go downwards to decrease the amount of space between that side and thus less room for this to wobble about. Ooh. Right, let me squeeze the sides in first. Because when I create the sort of V in the middle, these are going to open up a bit. So they're pointing in the way at the moment. If I could probably just do it by pressing down in the middle like this. So maybe you can see that we've got a little V shape going on there. With a bit of luck, that will solve our wobbly problem and also get these clips a bit tighter. Does make it a little bit harder to get on, but once it's on, it should stay on and not wibble wobble. Okay, so they're nice and tight, and it's not trying to wobble free. Did I get it the right way around? Yes, I did. Oh, that was lucky. Thought I'd messed that up. Right, let me do the same with the other side, and then we'll go on with the bogies. So all we're really doing with these is taking the wheels off, cleaning up those rusty axle holes, because I don't know what they're called, and then putting in the brand new Walthers wheels. I think they're Walthers. They're really nice little wheels I've got, these jobs. Metal jobs. They're insulated, so it's kind of a waste if I'm not going to power it, but it's what I've got, so that's what I'm using. And they're good wheels and they'll last for a while. And they look pretty. Right, let me clean up the holes. Right, we just pop in our new wheels. Now we shouldn't need any lube in there. It's metal going into plastic. If anything, the lube might just mess things up a bit and drip oil on your track. Oh, that looks so much nicer. Lovely. So that's that done. All we need to do then is reassembly. So our chassis base, which requires this, I'm not going to bother cleaning that up. If it works really well, I might, you know, treat it to a bit of a resto, but it is kind of annoying me, to be honest. And what we could do, we could turn it the other way around so at least I don't see how rusty it is. No, that's just foolish. Let's just carry on, make sure it works. And as I say, if it works well, then we'll maybe come back and clean that up. That's not going in there. I wonder if it only goes in one way around. That would be silly. Why would it only go in one way around? Oh, look at that, it only goes in one way around. We'll get our bogies on with our rusty screws that I'm also not bothering to clean at the moment. Oh, you know what? They were actually cleaning up really easily. Let's give them a quick blast with the isopropyl. Better than it was. More than it deserves, that's what I say. Quite a little wobble there. Might need to put in a washer, because if I over tighten this, I mean that's it right up against the screwing in area. There is a gap in between there, but we'll see, it might be okay. If it's too wobbly, we'll find a washer or some form of spacer. Okay, and get our custom made phone receiver in here. And we are done. I present to you the iPhone Train Rider 2.0. Actually, it's 1.0. Let's get it on the track. Make sure it goes around the track before we actually put the camera in it. Because if it falls off without the camera in it, then we've done something extremely wrong. It's not fitting in there as nice as I would like. It's fine. Right, track. Seems okay. Does it roll okay? Lovely. Right, let's see if it couples okay, shall we? That was a wee bit violent. Okay, so far. Right, we'll take it for a wee spin around the track and then we will try it with the camera. Just keep it together, don't lose your cargo. I've only ruined it a wee bit. You know what, I've actually improved the box car. I know there's a big hole in the top, but it's got nice new couplers, brand new wheels. Really, you shouldn't be complaining. You can always put a bit of blue duct tape over the top if you want to put it back to the way it was. Anyway, that seems to be rolling nice, staying together. I think the coupler's a wee bit low, but you know what, we can have a dedicated locomotive just for this with a lower coupler. Which I think that one is, to be fair. Anyway, that works just fine. So I suppose we should try it with an actual iPhone in it, make sure it doesn't fall over. Okay, we have our first problem. It is way too top heavy. So I think I'm going to take the shell off, add some weight along the base, try and lower the centre of gravity. See if we can fix this. This is a Walters Trainline Loco. It can pull a lot anyway because it's pretty heavy, so I'm not worried about it just pulling that with a bit of weight. Right, I'll bring you back when I've got some weight along the bottom. And we're back. So I've got two chunky weights. Got a box of these car tire weights. So there's one down there, one down there. Still a wee bit on the wibbly wobbly side, but it's not favouring one side over the other. It's centering. So let's hook it up. Oh, I suppose I should switch it on first. We'll go for a wee spin first. Make sure it goes round, shall we? Yeah, the Loco doesn't have any problem hauling it. It's teetering over to the left a little bit. It wouldn't even be going that fast, to be honest. So far, we're good. So we've got one more set of big points where it will wobble a bit, but other than that, it should be fine. Everything's flat, nothing up and down and mega bendy on my track anymore. Oh, that was actually really smooth. Very surprised. Well, it is time to switch on the camera, see if it works. Not bad at all. Now, I think I can tweak it a wee bit more. I had a wee look at the underside of the box cart and I can adjust those screws a wee bit more to stop it wobbling quite so much. But I'm also going to hook it up to one of my favourite locos, my E7 with sound, and we'll give it the full treatment, but I do need to tidy up the layout a little bit to give you the full experience. Now, will it work with Wi-Fi though? That is the question. You'll need to wait until Sunday night's live stream where I'll be giving it a shot. But for now, enjoy the victory lap, hopefully, if it works. I think it will. See you soon. Bye for now.